So hi guys, today, because yesterday was Bruce's birthday, we're gonna do something a bit different. And as you can see in the title, I'm gonna react to the Bruce Lee fight scene from the movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood from Quentin Tarantino. For those guys who don't know, I'm a JKD instructor and I know a bit or two about Bruce Lee. Let's see how authentic this scene with Bruce is. So no further talk, let's go.
I admire Cassius Clay, I do. What I admire is, in his sport,
True, he did admire him.
there's an element of true combat. When Cassius Clay meets Sonny Liston in the ring, that's not two athletes posturing. That's combat. Two men trying to kill each other right now. If you don't beat him, he kills you. That's beyond athletics. That's beyond wide world of sports, you know.
This is actually also true because this was his opinion. In one interview he stated that critics he had on martial arts at that day, you can see, which is not much different today actually, is that many of them became sport and they wouldn't use things like finger jab to the eyes or groin kicking. He said in this black and white interview, you can watch that, that was actually his opinion. But the way he says this here is really, I mean, this is so much over the top.
Engaged in combat, that's what I admire. In martial arts tournaments, they won't let you fight like that. It's very frustrating.
Why shouldn't this be frustrating? Because if you would do this in tournaments, everybody knows what would happen.
You stand in front of a guy, you just want to let him have it.
This is stupid because the reason, I mean, I know this is a movie. It doesn't represent reality. The sounds he made here is what he actually makes for movies for dramatical reasons and not actually real combat.
But you can't. So you gotta do this play-acting patty cake version. Cassius Clay, Sonny Liston, Joe Louis. The colored boxer, not that white kickboxing asshole. They do what they need to do to win. They unleash.
Also, this is a stage of Green Hornet. Why the hell would Bruce go there and do a speech like this in front of, like, you know, stuntmen and actors? Because this was actually his first chance, got his first role in a Hollywood production, and he acts like if he was some kind of big star like Steve McQueen or somebody. This is very, very exaggerated, so let's continue.
They unleash as much punishment as they have to defeat the other guy. But in martial arts tournaments, I do to win what they do to win. I unleash all my power. I kill people.
I really doubt he ever said that.
If you fought Cassius Clay, who would win? Well, if you fought Cassius Clay, who would win?
Well, that would never happen.
But if you did, what do you think would happen?
I'd make him a cripple.
This is very funny for one reason, because I'm sure I read that he was really asked what would actually happen if he had to fight Muhammad Ali or Cassius Clay. But in the article it wasn't really clear if the question was meant like if he would fight him on the street or if he would fight him in boxing ring with boxing rules. However, when he was asked that, he said actually, are you kidding me? Look at the size of his hands and look at my hands, he would kill me. And that's actually what he said when he was asked about this. So let's continue.
Hey, you. What's your name?
Also, there are probably many people that don't know he was a big fan of Muhammad Ali and his fighting style in boxing, and how he used to train also is watching Muhammad Ali in the TV and mirroring his movements, but he placed a mirror in the opposite side of the room, opposite side of the TV, so he would see Muhammad Ali right side forward because Bruce trained strong side forward, and that's how he was watching Muhammad Ali and was training and trying to copy his movements.
Yeah, you.
My name's Cliff. I'm Rick Dalton's stunt double.
Stuntman.
Yeah,
You know you're kind of pretty for a stuntman.
that's what they tell me.
So, did I say something funny, stuntman?
Yeah, you kinda did.
What's so funny?
Now Bruce acts here like a mafia guy, like a Joe Pesci in a movie.
I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you?
But I mean, okay, I know it's a movie.
Look, man, I don't want any trouble. I'm just here to do a job.
You're laughing at what I'm saying. But I'm not saying anything funny. So what do you think is so funny?
What I think is, you're a little man with a big mouth and a big chip. And I think you should be embarrassed to suggest you be anything more than a stain on the seat of Cassius Clay's trunks.
Brother, you're the one with the big mouth. And I would really enjoy closing it, especially in front of all my friends.
Here's the thing, Bruce used to get challenged on film sets all the time after he made the first movie and he became famous. But he declined these challenges mostly only if someone was really persistent and didn't want to back off, then he would take the challenge, but this happened actually pretty rare. This early stage of his career where he just got his role and opportunity to play in Hollywood, this is so unrealistic that he would ever actually take a challenge.
But my hands are registered as lethal weapons. That means
That's probably the start of the movies Lethal Weapon 1 to 4.
get into a fight, I accidentally kill you. I go to jail.
Anybody accidentally kills anybody in a fight, they go to jail. It's called manslaughter. And I think all that lethal weapon horse shit is just an excuse so you dancers never have to get in a real fight.
Okay. How about a friendly contest? No punching in the face. 2 out of 3. Who puts who on the ground first? Nobody tries to hurt nobody. Just who ends up on their butt.
This is also kind of funny because he was talking all the time about killing somebody and in a fight where there's no rules and everything, and now he wants to prove his point by fighting with rules, 3 rounds.
That's a great idea, Kato.
You know, Bruce, that guy's kind of famous.
That guy? For what?
Killed his wife and got away with it.
That guy?
That guy.
So he killed his wife and got away with it. Why would Bruce be afraid of this? Wasn't probably a fight contest and his wife was a fighter, so doesn't make any point. This guy moves nothing like Bruce. Oh my god. So this fight scene is made like from a Bruce Lee movie. This is even less realistic, so he would never jump at somebody with this kind of kick in reality.
Not bad, Kato. Try that again.
Also, fun fact, you can actually historically see what kind of martial art he did and what he actually trained at exactly this time of period, because this book here, Bruce Lee's Fighting Method, you can see a bunch of pictures he made for a Jeet Kune book. I mean, I think he made over 2,000 pictures. Here you can see some stuff, sidekick, and what do we have here? Let's see here. Street fighting, side kick to the leg. So he made basically this year 1967 about 2,000 pictures for a JKD book, but he never finished that book. These pictures were used then after his death. The production of Green Hornet was actually exactly at that time period, so you could see, if you were interested what Bruce really did and you made a fighting scene from this time period, you would actually look into this book and you could see he did this and this, he talked this, and this is how probably he would have used techniques for real, and you could put it in the movie if you were interested. But this is even more unrealistic, because if I come at you with this kind of kick and even you know that I'm gonna do this, I really doubt that you can grab my leg and throw me into a car like this. And also, who is this guy, this stuntman? I mean, Bruce at that time and also later and earlier, he used to train 6 times a week. He used to practice like 2,000 punches a day, 1,000 kicks a day, do a lot of repetitions, do weekly sparring training to apply these techniques. And what is actually this guy doing? You see, again, it's a character from a Bruce Lee movie, not even a good one. This is not the Bruce like he was in his real life. Yeah, this is really not the way Bruce did fight, or he would fight the stuff he was training. I think this is over now.
What's going on here?
Yeah, there you go. The scene was highly unrealistic. I know, again, it's a movie, and but it's not the way Bruce was. Maybe for younger people who don't know anything about Bruce Lee, that they see that and they may think he was an idiot. He was nothing like this, especially not at a movie set where he just got his first Hollywood role to play on a TV show and then put himself in a risk like that to lose this role. So it doesn't make any sense from this perspective. And also the way the fight was portrayed, it was nothing like Bruce was in real life. It's even a exaggeration of the fights from his movies. So I think there's nothing more to say about this. Guys, thanks for watching. See you next time.